Because Mary Michele is here. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Mike.
We have an open line at 241-1310. I want to get to Margaret because Margaret's been holding, but then I want to talk to you about you and I mean, I've been listening, and you were talking about certain signs controlling certain parts of the body, and if you're ill or something like that, if it's in a... We'll talk about that in a second. Margaret, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Margaret is waiting, listening on cable, on radio. Yes, you're on radio at Bedford. Date of birth is June 10th, 1935. Margaret, you've been with us before. I think Mary Michele said call back, and you've done that.
Yes.
Great, Margaret. Was there some...
Mary Michele?
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice to talk to you.
Oh, well, it's nice
and
to
I have called you once before. Now I have another question, and I wondered whether you could give a specific or general answer to this one. I was born June 10th, 1935, and my daughter came along May 29th, 1966. Do we have identical horoscopes, or are there differences?
There are always big differences. I mean, I can categorically say that, but if you want me to have a look at her horoscope, is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, perhaps, because the things that you told me were just totally wonderful. I'm still thinking about them.
Oh, well, thank you.
It was something that I had never known, so that's why.
Oh, okay. So 5/29/66. There is a big similarity here. She has the sun in Gemini and the moon in Libra, which is the same configuration you have.
Right.
Did you know that?
Well, I wasn't too sure, but
Well, that's a big thing. To have the sun and the moon in the same sign as the parent.
So she would have the same relationship with her mother that I had with mine. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And it's air. It's about thinking. It's about mental processes. Both the sun and the moon are in air signs, but for both of you. So it's being able to intellectually relate. And this idea of, the artistic Libra, the moon in Libra is about being artistic and wanting to be the diplomat and, unconsciously always feeling what the other person needs to know and understand. Mercury in Gemini, she has Mercury in Gemini, which is, its own place. Where is yours now? June 10th. Yours is in Cancer, so that's different. She's a little more intellectual, perhaps, in her analysis of things. You might go with your feelings a little more.
Oh, that's so true. My daughter is, well, I don't want to say this on the air. She's incredibly smart, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, and then she has, let's see.
So she has a moon in a different place. That's it in Gemini, is that it? Or was it the...
Mercury is in a different place.
Yes, okay.
Okay, but the sun and the moon it's the same harmonious angle that you have. It's a very nice angle. You are both capable of expressing your innermost needs when you need to do it. Mm-hmm. Which is a very nice thing. Sometimes with people that have a hard angle between the sun and the moon, it means that it's difficult for them to resolve how they're feeling and what they want to do about it. It's a little easier for you and your daughter because there's an easy flow.
Well, it's strange because, my daughter's peers have often told her everybody fights with his mother,
mm-hmm.
her mother, and we get along very well. It's not that we never have a little disagreement, but, basically, we get along very well. We can talk to each other, and I could always talk to my mother, and this all makes sense.
That's very nice.
It made us very happy.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling.
Thank you for calling. We're going to get to Doris and to Janet, who are waiting. We're going to have one open line at 241-1310 right after this word with Mary Michele.
The New York Group for Plastic Surgery is a unique practice committed to making you look and feel your best. If you've been thinking about liposuction, breast enhancement, facial plastics, or any other cosmetic procedure, take action today. The New York Group for Plastic Surgery consists of 5 caring, board-certified plastic surgeons who want to help you achieve your goals. Their extensive experience has helped thousands of men and women look and feel their best. The New York Group for Plastic Surgery has built its reputation by providing the highest level of professional service. They always take the time to answer all your questions and explain all of your options because your comfort is their primary concern. And with all the latest advances in technology, you will find out that the procedures are a lot less complex than you might have thought. We offer weekend and evening appointments for your convenience. Call 914-285-86 8660 and make an appointment at one of our 5 offices. The New York Group for Plastic Surgery committed to making you look and feel your best. Call 914-285-8660 today to look and feel your best.
Join host Craig Allison this Tuesday at 8 p.m. on Cable Channel 12 for a focus on cosmetic surgery. If you are or ever were considering plastic surgery, this is a must-see. That's this Tuesday, 8 p.m. on VIP Cable Channel 12.
All right, on VIP Cable Channel 12 and AM 1310, Mary Michele is here taking your calls on astrology. Doris, are you there? Doris, are you there?
Oh, hi.
Oh, there you are.
I lost you for a minute.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I think I cut you off.
Well, we're here now.
All right, you're watching on Cable Channel 12. You will see they are coming in to finish me off here.
There are a lot of buttons here, Mike.
One of many. Anyway, you are a leap year baby,
Right.
22928. You are calling from Lake Peekskill, lovely little community. Here I'm with Mary Michele.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, I have another question. I know I talked to you before, but I been thinking about something new. I have to get an apartment. And I've been thinking in the back of my mind of asking my sister, who's going to retire this year, of sharing a home together. And I'm just wondering how we would get along that close. We never did as kids.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when you're separated, you get along better. But this is a big step. She's born June 25th, 1931.
6/25/31. Okay, you have the Sun and Mercury in Pisces and the Moon in Cancer. Your instincts are pretty strong about your feelings. I mean, you are pretty in touch with your feelings.
Very.
So, hopefully I can validate whatever you're feeling here a bit. Okay, 6/25/31. She has the Sun in Cancer as well, the Moon in Scorpio. Gemini, she does have some other, she has some Mercury and Venus in Gemini, Mars in Virgo. Probably, her relationships with men were probably not easy. But, certainly her conscious and her unconscious are in a harmonious aspect, very much like yours are. I mean, she's a feeling person as well. She probably is in touch with her feelings, too.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully with with age, you have both learned how to understand and be able to say what you need and how you feel about things.
Mm-hmm.
I would think with all this water, perhaps as children it was more about competition, maybe in the male arena.
No, not that area, but there was a lot. More on her side, as I look back.
Doesn't, as I say, she has this angle that's not harmonious between Venus and Mars, and these are the areas of usually our relations with people, and usually of a romantic nature. But the idea of how we have to resolve the male and female within, and yours is healthier. You have Venus and Mars in the same sign of Aquarius, so you might have been a little more unusual in the romantic relationships that you chose than she was.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Looking back on our lives, yes. Yeah.
But anyway, I think that you both have a lot of water, and water, as a rule, they do get along because they can feel the other person's, they can sense the other person's needs and get out of the way, or perhaps jolly them when they need to be jollied, and there's a strong emotional connection there. So I would say the odds are pretty good, but I think it's your choice, and I think you should trust your instincts.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you for calling.
Bye now.
I want to do away with the word age. All I can think of every time people mention it, what?
Did I say something about age?
You said as you age, it's like if you remember, Robert Preston on Broadway one year was in a play called Ben Franklin in Paris, and they have this one scene where he was up in this hot air balloon, and he's talking to this lady, and he says something to her, and she was getting along in years, and he started to talk about, you were like a fine Madeira wine. You get better.
With age.
Yeah, but, whatever. Janet's on the phone calling from Shrub Oak, watching on Cable Channel 12. By the way, we do have an open line at 241-1310. Janet's date of birth is May 9th, 1921. Janet, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning.
Good morning, Janet. Did you have a particular question?
Well, I was a little worried about how to resolve more my health and financial problems. I mean, they're not insurmountable, but I could use a little help, I think, someplace.
Are your health problems, are they kind of nervous or stomach-oriented?
No.
What kind of health problems?
I had two, sort of heart failure, you would call it, actually. Not the type of attack not the, but it's a little different.
Right.
Heart failure. And seem to recover all right, but I have difficulty with weight, and I have to lose quite a bit of weight, and it's all a little difficult when you're housebound most of the time.
Okay, you have the sun in Taurus, the moon in Gemini. You like to do, 2 or 3 things at the same time. And this is kind of probably one of the things with eating. I remember Weight Watchers had a concept that I thought was pretty good with eating, that if you put your fork down between each bite, I thought that was a very practical idea because it makes you concentrate on what you're doing one thing at a time.
Yes.
So I think that because you have this moon in Gemini, you're racing around, you're thinking, you're eating, you're, doing too many things at once. So when you eat, it's not so much about what you eat or the diet or whatever. It's about thinking about it a little differently. And I think if you see food as being something that you can really enjoy, I think usually if there's a problem with food, it's about, security issues, mother issues, or, just not enjoying food, not liking the taste of it so much. So there's this alternative of cravings of salt or sweet or whatever.
You hit the operative word, salt.
Yeah.
Because that's part of that particular diet if you want to stay alive.
Right.
I mean, very important.
Right.
And it's a very difficult diet.
Well, I'm not a nutritionist, so I certainly can't give you exactly what the alternative, but I can help you. I can talk about or tell you how I see the nature of food and how it really does have to, it has to come from the way you think about it.
Yes.
And it's that, if you just take the time to really look at the food, prepare the food with great thought, and think of it as being about life. Food you're eating to sustain life. I think that this helps tremendously with the idea of not then eating out of frustration or because you're doing too many things at once or that kind of thing. But in terms of finances for the year, it is a very good year for you financially.
That sounds good.
You have a lot of luck. So I think if you can just stay grounded about money and make very practical choices. Don't take too many risks. Earth signs, they don't like risks anyway. You have luck there. So think about it very methodically, which I'm sure you're able to do with money more than you think. And I think you'll be okay.
Sounds very good.
All right.
Okay, Janet, if I may make a recommendation, and I'm not a nutritionist either, but if you go over to the John C. Hart Memorial Library and talk to one of the librarians, they have all kinds of books on how to make things so it tastes salty, but it's not really salt. So there are some products out there. I happen to know that from personal experience.
No, I do have some McCormick spices and that type thing with no salt. Very good.
There's another thing. Almost any of the cookbooks would have that. So, it's a recommendation. Take it for what it's worth. It's out there for you. It's 21 minutes past the hour at WVIP. We are down to one open line with Mary Michele. We will be back right after this word.
Like so many, many others, I'm a fan of Rainbow Walk. You must know Rainbow Walk in Mount Kisco off Route 117, across the road from the new TJ Maxx. There's plenty of free parking. Sure, there are Chinese restaurants unlimited, each with their own menus, some better than others, but Rainbow Walk in Mount Kisco tops them all. Have you ever tried their Buddhist or Peking duck? It's terrific. Then there's jumbo shrimp, baby shrimp, fried, steamed, sliced, sauté, breaded chicken, sliced, crispy, sauté beef, and for those committed to nutritional dishes, well, you can rely on no fat, no oil, no starch, no sugar. For every taste, for every need, Rainbow Walk is at your service. And by the way, bar drinks are yours, your favorites, and some new experiences imported from the Far East. As many colors as there are in the rainbow, there are just as many delights at Rainbow Walk in Mount Kisco, across the road from the new TJ Maxx on Route 117 with plenty of free parking. Call 666-6800 for reservations. Rainbow Walk in Mount Kisco, 666-6800.
All right, let's get back to the phones. Jerry's on the phone from Lake Peekskill. Date of birth is March 23rd, 1962. Good morning, Jerry. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Hi, Mary.
How are you?
Okay, thanks.
Did you have a particular question?
No, I don't really have a particular question. I'm just hoping for a better year this year overall.
Right. Okay, you have the sun in Aries, as you know. You have the moon in Scorpio,
Right.
Mercury in Pisces. The moon in Scorpio, Mars in Pisces. You know, these Pisces planet and the moon have all been hard hit over the last few years. You know, and whenever the water signs, Scorpio and Pisces are water signs, are hard hit, it means that the emotional life,
Yes.
you know, has been very confusing and chaotic.
Absolutely.
And particularly the moon in Scorpio, you know, it might have had some effect with the women in your life, your mother, your daughters, your sisters, your aunts, you know, friends,
Right.
that kind of thing. Anyway, that particular transit was over in November, so in terms of that area of your life, things should be definitely looking up. Also in terms of your energy, Mars in Pisces, what was the other thing in Pisces? Mars in Pisces, Mercury in Pisces. Okay, Mercury, your mind has been clouded for the last 2.5 years. There hasn't been a way of being able to see the forest for the trees, and your energy's been low.
Oh, yeah.
That too has changed, okay? There's been a big shift. You know, the sun in Aries, and you have other planets in Aries, but the point is that you're, with this Aries energy, you know, you're someone that really does have a tremendous amount of energy and wants to initiate action and be in charge and take control, and, you know, you're kind of the group leader. You could almost be
Right.
what is the Girl Scout leader, you know, the one that
Right.
leads the troops kind of thing. It's something you would be good at. And that kind of structure is something that you should be looking for now.
Okay.
Okay, you really need to get out, be more physical,
Yes.
and really attack this head on, getting in touch with your ability to lead, because you are a good leader.
Oh, great. I'm
Okay?
trying.
All right. Thanks for
Okay,
calling.
thank you for
Thank you.
calling. We're at 24 and a half past the hour. I want to make sure I push the right button. Yes, line 4. Flora, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, Flora is from
Yes,
Mount Kisco. Date of birth is June 2nd,
No, July 2nd.
July? Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right.
7/2/22.
Correct.
You're almost my birthday.
Oh, good.
You have a couple of years on me, not that many.
All right.
You're on with Mary Michele.
Hello, Flora.
All right. Hello, Michelle.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm well, but I've had a little anxiety because my husband's having surgery tomorrow, and my daughter may be pregnant, but I was not smoking for 4 months, and I picked up a cigarette again, and that bothers me.
Yeah.
Both those 3 things are on my mind.
Well, what's the surgery? What's your
A
husband's?
prostrate.
Uh-huh.
It's cancerous.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Tomorrow is the 17th.
Right.
What time of day? Is it in the morning?
In the morning, yes, a.m.
It's a good day for surgery. The moon in Aries. It's a good day.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, they should be able to be clean about it. Get everything out that they need to get out.
Oh, good.
You know,
Yeah.
I think that's. You know, what is his birthday?
He's born in August the 15th. He's 68, so I think it's 1924.
It's a good time for him. You know,
Yeah.
it won't be as bad as you're thinking it's going to be.
Oh, good. I'm
All
glad
right.
to hear that. Yes.
In terms of your daughter, let me look at you a minute. Now, you
Yeah.
were asking me about the smoking, and you said 7/2/22.
22. Yes.
Okay, yeah, you have the sun in Cancer, the moon in Libra. That's a hard angle. It's a little hard for you sometimes to, you know, the sun in Cancer, you really want to nurture and take care of people, but
Yes.
sometimes the moon in Libra will get in your way where you'll be too diplomatic and you won't really say all the things that you need to say how you feel.
Oh.
So this is, this has probably been something you've worked on for a long time. Mercury in Gemini, you have a very good mind, very clear thinking. Venus in Leo, Mars in Sagittarius, very harmonious angle between you and your husband. Your relationship with men in general, you understand the nature of the feminine. You like it to be a little dramatic. You like flowers and stuff.
Correct.
I think that right now you're under a lot of stress, and
Yes.
don't beat up on yourself too much about the smoking. I think you'll be able to probably do something about it within the next month or two. If you continue to smoke, you'll be able to stop again.
Oh, good. That's
All
what
right.
I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you. We're
calling.
going to send, she likes flowers. Her name's Flora. What do you expect? We're at 28 and a half past the hour. We are back to one open line with Mary Michele at 241-1310. We will be back 1 minute and 1 second from now on WVIP.
Winter is over, the sun is shining, and it's time to have fun. And the best place in town for fun is Where's the Party. Where's the Party has all that you'll need for your next bash. Decorations, settings, novelty items, all at low prices. But better than that, Where's the Party is the specialist for balloon decorations. Surprise and delight your friends and family with their innovative and colorful balloon arrangements. Perfect for sweet 16s, bar mitzvahs, weddings, graduations, and Mother's Day. Stop in. You'll be amazed at their original creations. Centerpieces, arches, columns, canopies, cheerful, fun-filled designs for any and all occasions. Where's the Party specialize in corporate events and will even visit your location to help you plan an affair to remember. So don't just send flowers in a card. Be original. Be creative. Have fun. And call Where's the Party. For your next party enhancement, call 666-2030. Where's the Party? 742 North Bedford Road in Bedford Hills. 666-2030.
29 past the hour here at WVIP. Let's get right back to the phones. Ann is on the phone from Chappaqua. Date of birth is April 2nd, 1925. An April baby. Good morning, Ann. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning.
Hi, Ann.
Hi, Mary. You had asked me to call back last week. I called at the end of the program. I had asked you for a general reading, advice, and reconciliation with a family member.
Okay, the second, right?
Yep.
The sun and the moon in harmonious angle, both in fire signs. Very creative. You initiate a lot of activity, and your unconscious is something that you can clearly see. You're probably very good with children. The way that you inspire them and so on. The moon in Leo is about, being able to see the world through the eyes of a child. You have the ability to have that wonderment about things. Mercury in Taurus, Venus in Aries, Mars in Gemini, Jupiter in Capricorn. Okay, Jupiter is in Capricorn this year, so you're having what we call a Jupiter return, and this is very, very lucky, certainly in terms of finances as a rule in general, but also Jupiter rules the spiritual side of life. So whatever it is that you might be looking for in terms of a belief system or, your understanding of whatever system you're already involved with, whatever religion that you might be involved with, you're going to have a greater depth of understanding. How we can read words in the Bible or the other great books, and it takes years of repeating them, and then one day all of a sudden we hear what the words actually mean. Joseph Campbell calls this the aha moment, and you're going to have plenty of those aha moments this year. So if finances are okay, this is going to be the area that you're going to want to spend more time. In terms of the family member, is it male or female?
Male.
Mm-hmm. You're probably going to have to be the one that takes the back burner on that a bit. Aries is being transited by Saturn, which means that your self-discipline is very, very strong, which means that, even though you're probably pretty good at dealing with your anger and letting someone know how you feel, you're probably going to have to be a little more diplomatic about it than you normally would like to.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does. I thank you very much.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Lori has been waiting very patiently on line 2. She's calling for her sister. Date of birth there is April 16th. Isn't that today? Yes.
Ooh.
1976. Happy birthday to Lori's sister. Lori, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, happy birthday to your sister. I don't know her name, but
My
happy
name is
birthday.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
You're on
Jennifer.
with Mary Michele.
Okay, 4/16/76. Was there something in particular that you wanted to ask about?
Well, romance and work, and she seems very unstable right now, and I had promised if you were on today, I would call for her birthday.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Okay, 4/16/76. She has the sun in Aries, the moon in Sagittarius. This is a harmonious angle. You know, she is able to deal with her unconscious pretty well. There probably was something. Was she involved with someone, and something happened around Thanksgiving?
I think it might have been last Thanksgiving. She was in a very bad relationship last year.
95.
Yeah.
Well, that's this past Thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay, okay. Well, you know, I think that she, her instincts about whatever it was that she needed to do then were good. Mm-hmm. Was she the one that took the initiative?
Yes.
Yeah, it was right. She did it might not have been easier for her, but it was definitely the right time for her to do something about it. Mercury in Taurus, her mind is working well with money and figures this year. Yeah, there's a harmonious angle there with the Venus in Aries, Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Taurus. You know, money isn't a big issue here. Her will is being tested a bit. She's going to have to learn how to regulate her initiative action. You know, as an Aries, she's got other planets in Aries. She's someone that likes to start new projects and, get people excited and be the ringleader and that kind of thing. And she's going to have to curtail that a little bit and think of ways that she can be more self-disciplined.
Okay.
This is not a bad thing. I think self-discipline is something that one can have fun with. Find a particular form of exercise that she really enjoys doing. What does she do?
Well, she's changing jobs right now. She was a beautician, and right now she's doing waitressing. So she's just has just changed everything.
Right.
And looking for a place to go,
Right. Well, I think if she enjoys being a beautician, I think this is something she should probably go back to, but perhaps in a more structured form than what she was doing before.
Okay.
It's just about self-discipline and structure right now.
Okay.
And, I know as an Aries, they want to burst out. So,
is this a good year for romance for her? She's looking for Mr. Right.
Again, if she goes through this process of self-discipline, okay, she will find someone, but she's going to have to take time to examine herself and be consistent.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you for your help.
Thank you for calling. Terry. Terry is line 3. There she is. Terry, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Calling from Yorktown. Date of birth September 25th, 1947. 9/25/47. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi. I'm Mary.
How are you?
Fine. I'm basically calling about my husband and my son. My husband has been unemployed on and off for about 4 years after being dismissed from a company, a large company. Excuse me. And I was just wondering how his future is going to be. He just started a new job in November, but I keep my fingers crossed until a year passes that he's had this job, and then I can take a deep breath. And then my other concern is my son, who is 20 years old and been taking courses on and off in college, also outside of college. He gets very excited about certain things that he wants to do, and then it just fizzles out. He came to me and said he's concerned for himself because he's not sure what he wants to do with his life.
Okay, you have a lot of planets in Libra. You have the Sun in Libra, you have Mercury in Libra, Venus in Libra, Neptune in Libra. Is this your chart, September 25th, 47?
Libra, right.
The Libra rules what we call the 7th house. The sign of Libra is the sign of partnerships. Everything that you've said has been about someone else.
Right.
It's very important for Libras, for everybody, but particularly for Libras, because they tend to try to fix and worry and, do something about others. Basically, you have a very harmonious chart. You have, the moon in Aquarius, the sun in Libra. You have all these other planets in Libra. And it's your creativity that needs to be addressed. What is it that you do that gives you an outlet?
I'm a travel consultant.
Oh, that's great.
So I've been traveling. That's helped.
Okay. Okay, that helps a lot.
But unfortunately, I do it without my family, so...
Right. Well, the thing is that, I don't think that you can worry about the nature of they chose you too. It's not just about you having chosen them. So I think the nature of whatever the issues are that they're having to go through, the more that you are true to what it is that you need, I think that their issues will get resolved. Do you understand? It's kind of a chain reaction.
Yeah, my concern is that since we've had financial problems for so long, even during that time I was ill and I went into the hospital without insurance, bills do pile up, and I never see an opening at the end of the tunnel. And I always worry about